Welcome to another RES Wave update. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to talk about what this pattern is and what I thought it was in XLM in the short term since we completed the B wave according to the count. Now, we are bullish. We are looking for a big move to the upside, but we need to understand what is going on. And I believe that we are still in the correction phase of this move, and I'll just basically start labeling this out right here. So I do believe this is wave one of the next move up. Okay, it's kind of like it's like a leading pattern, right? You got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 just jammed up in there, and there's nothing else that could be. And the reason for that is because the first move after that is an A wave. Okay, so being an A wave, it's just a zigzag, and then this move here is an expanded B wave. Okay, that's what I think it is. Thought about this for a couple of days, I suppose, but I just thought I'd wait and see. Just wait and see what the price action is doing down here, and it's basically it's in line with what we're seeing in Bitcoin. So once again, Bitcoin takes the lead in making us understand the pattern here. So the way I'm going to label this is just to show you the subdivisions of the B wave. Now, I did release a video yesterday where I did explain how that works. So in this case, we're going to use the orange labels here, and we have the first the first 5 wave move for wave A, very small, but you can see 5 waves there, and you can see the first zigzag there in wave A. Okay, so that's wave A. Right there, I'm just going to keep it all orange because basically we're talking about the B wave here. So right after that, you had a B wave. So the B wave within the B wave is expanding this to the upside. So this basically was the wave that broke the highs. So basically breaking the highs was a confirmation that yes, we are moving to the upside, right? But we just need to correct a little bit more before we continue, right? Shake out all the people who need to be shaken out and basically rebalance the books. So here we have a interesting pattern. So this is can't be a zigzag, so it's actually a CDE pattern. Okay, so you got your C, your D, and your E. Okay, very common for finishes of corrections. And then, so that's basically the end of the B wave right there, like such. And then you had your other 5 wave move. So this 5 wave move was longer than A wave. So it can happen sometimes. There's no perfect formula for understanding the length. The length can vary. Sometimes the C wave could be shorter depending on the selling pressure. But in this case, we're obviously there's a lot of bullish momentum. So I think it's just waiting to bust to the upside, but there's still a little bit more going on, getting ready for the next move. So this is a C wave. So this is basically the same thing as Bitcoin. We saw the ABC during this period. So now I'm seeing it here. I can confirm. So this is excellent because now I'm going to be able to come up with a long trade idea, which will really be useful for people who are, I suppose, trading, using sort of like margin trading, that type of thing. It's just going to be something a little extra that, I'll probably chuck in there just because, it's fun to do so. And, always use this as a guide to support your own analysis. So the current wave here that we're seeing is a D wave, right? So what's the D wave doing? So it's basically going back to the same thing we saw back in the previous wave, and I'll touch on that in a sec, but we're going to use the blue color because this is a D wave, all right? So we'll switch on the blue, and we've got A in brackets, and then we've got the A wave of the B wave. So let's just keep everything sort of nice and neat here. And then you've got a B wave. So, the B wave is expanded. So whenever the B wave expands in most of the corrections, you can just tell that there's a lot of strength in the market. But still, the pattern needs to complete successfully. So there's no point getting ahead of yourself in that scenario. So, I mean, what's going on here? There's only one possible thing that could be going on. If you look closely, you can see a CDE pattern already. I mean, let's just go to the 5-minute. Why not? Okay. So you can't say that this is going to go down lower because you've got a 3-wave move, what looks like a 3-wave move, but it can't be a 3-wave move because you've got only a zigzag in the middle, right? So therefore, to me, this is already spelling a bottom, almost confirmed, not quite confirmed yet. The confirmation will come when we break the D wave, basically. But that's not even going to be that's not going to be the end of this correction, by the way. This is just going to be the end of B wave. Okay. So who cares right now, because it doesn't really matter. The only thing that I suppose, yeah, look, 3, you know what? That's a pretty small C wave. I would have to say that potentially we're still looking for C. Okay, let's forget about those for now. And the reason I say that is because this doesn't really look like a 5-wave move. Right? Can you see that? It's a 3-wave move. So that means it must be part of this correction. So therefore, I'm going to say, well, this is a 1, and then you've got your A, B, you've got some C, D, and then you kind of work in the E here. Can't go above this line here in order to be correct, right? So basically what I'm trying to say is potentially we're going to see a 3, a 4, and a 5, something like that, right? It's not going to be too severe. It's just going to be a move back down lower for C, and then you get your D, and then you get your E, and that'll be the end of the B wave, right? So that's all good, no problem there. It's basically just going through the motions of the D wave, and then you'll get your C wave up, which may turn a few people bullish prematurely, and that'll just be the completion of D, right? So well, actually, I could just take this pattern and just make it bigger. Sorry, this label and just make it bigger. Yeah, anyway, so that'll be completion of D, and then we're obviously going to need the E wave down. Now, I'm not sure as to how high that's going to go because we haven't seen the C complete the D and the E yet. So depending on where the E ends, we could see it touch the highs again before dipping a bit and then just going for it, right? Cup and handle pattern potentially in the making here. But yeah, we obviously we're going to keep an eye on it. Let's not get too ahead with these labels. It's just for example, it's just to illustrate what my thoughts are right now. So look, we're almost there. Wave 2 is around the corner. The completion of wave 2 is around the corner. And then I believe we're just going to go straight up from that point. So a bit of patience required. Keep loading up if you can. And then also if you're going to be looking for that entry point with a minimal stop, it's going to be very interesting to see these play out because I want to be tracking this the whole way through. But yeah, that's basically my update for this one. It's just a matter of time before we see XLM explode to the upside on our way to the $50 target, as I've mentioned previously. So hopefully you found this video interesting and informative. Thank you for watching.